Hi, Stamper fans. Welcome to another Make It Monday. Uh, I'm so glad you're joining me. Wow, apparently it is a Monday. Um, so glad you're joining me, whether it's live here on Facebook or if you're catching the replay here or on YouTube. I'm just happy that you're here. I am Nan Gerlitz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Bloomington, Illinois, and I'm here to help you connect with your people, whether that's gathering together to craft or you making handmade items to share with them. It's all about making and deepening those connections. So let's get to it. All right, first up, as always, we have Friday night stamping results. I always post these earlier in the day on Instagram and on Facebook, but in case you're on YouTube or you missed it, I always like to start out the Monday Night Live with these. So here were our cards, and the Busy Bee was the winner today, or this weekend, and this was Russ's card. So back-to-back wins for the Stamper Man, and only by 2 votes. That was a very close vote this weekend, which was awesome. We love it when that happens. I'm sorry that we make your decision tough, but also I'm glad that we make your decision tough. Yay, you, Russ. And this was using the new Meant to Be bundle. And it coordinates very well with our previous bundle that is still available called Be My Valentine. The bees are actually a slightly different size. This bundle has dies, whereas the other bundle had a builder punch. So there's some similarities and some differences, and they work very well together as well. So in case you were looking at that. Yeah, and mine actually used the color combination that I had come up with from my newsletter last week. So that was the inspiration there. So congrats again, Russ. Good job. Okay, where am I? Oh, yes. Quick mention before we get started on tonight's project, and that is that there is more to celebrate. Yes, last week, celebration. Stampin' Up! Came out with some more choices for you for celebration for the month of February, because celebration ends February 28th. So don't get caught thinking, oh no, I forgot to place my order. I have a few of these items. One of them is that builder punch for the Be My Valentine bundle. So that is a free option now with celebration with a $60 order. These are all free with $60 orders. Another one is the Planted Paradise set, which if you've been following me for a minute, you know that I've made a lot of fun things with this. I have, of course, used it to make plants, but also to make fish and monsters and snowmen and underwater sea worlds. It's actually a pretty versatile stamp set. So really fun option there. Another one is one of our kits, the Hooray for Honeycomb kit. This is one of the cards that you make in the kit. So how fun is that? Honeycomb strawberry. Super, super cute. There's 2 other designs in that kit as well. I just don't have them out because I have them packed up. One of the last thing that I have are these brushed brass butterflies. Hello, Joan. Thanks for joining me. So yeah, the brushed brass butterflies, which I actually did use on my Friday night stamping card right there. So those are really fun too. Another free offering with the second part of celebration here. There's plenty of others, but I do want to point out the alphabet a la mode dies. Like seriously, guys, you get a lot of dies for free with a $60 order. That would be my go-to if you don't have it already, as long as you have a die cut machine. And if you don't have a die cut machine, what a perfect time to get one so you can get these dies for free. There you go. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to tonight. Tonight is Sketch Week. So I pulled this sketch off of my newsletter from one of my newsletters back in December. I had shared this sketch as an inspiration. So that is what we're doing tonight. And the card we're making tonight is pretty darn literal to this sketch because I saw the hearts and immediately thought of the Hearts and Hugs bundle. And my brain is still on Valentine's Day, which is Friday. So that's where we're going. All right. So the Hearts and Hugs bundle is super, super cute, and it has all these fun hearts in it, and it has this mouse that is holding a heart, and what could be cuter than that, right? So let us start there. By the way, if you are not a subscriber to my weekly newsletter already, first of all, why not? I talk about it all the time. But honestly, the link is in the video description to subscribe to that. I encourage you to do that because I share color combinations every week. I share sketches every week to give you a jump start on where you're going from. All the news from Stampin' Up! Is also shared. So, you know, if you need to know about sales, about new product launches, all those kinds of things, that's always in my newsletter. As well as, you know, so many other things. Oh, and the measurements to all the projects I do on my live, or even the ones I show that are alternatives that I don't make. I share all the measurements there. So really good reasons for you to subscribe. Okay, so we're going to use Memento ink because I'm going to be coloring with blends tonight, my favorite. So we're going to stamp our little mousy mouse. I did do some die cutting ahead of time to save us some time tonight. Where did I, there, I'm like, where did I put my chamois that I washed this weekend? I don't know if y'all know this, but these chamois, you can just throw them right in your washing machine. I tend to put them in with my towels, you know, every couple of weeks probably, especially if you notice them getting a little bit of a funky smell because maybe they've been sitting in a case wet for too long. So that is definitely something that I recommend. Then put them in right in your washing machine. Don't put them in your dryer. I did that once, so they survived. But yeah, just put them in the wash and then take them out. And I just let them dry overnight last night, and I just wet it down for tonight. So, okay, so we are sending a big hug, because of course we are. And this is red rubber, so I'm going to use my little grid paper trick, right? Because we can't see through the rubber, and we don't want to trust that the sticker is actually exactly how that stamp is. So I'm going to line up my block with the grid lines, and then I'm going to line up the bottom of my sentiment as best I can with another grid line, because I can see through the block, I can't see through the stamp. So now when I go to stamp it, I will line my cardstock up with a grid line as well. This one is a little less important because I'll be die cutting this out. But I always like to give you guys the tips. It's kind of what I'm here for. All right. Let's do a little chamois of that. And I think that is all the stamping I'm doing tonight. And I do love these little guys. There's so many cute little, you know we love a cute critter in this house, right? So again, if you've been following us for a minute, you know that. Okay, so let's do a little coloring. So I did grab my Pretty in Pink, and I did a little dot of pink just inside his ear because that seemed cute. And I think I'm actually going to make the tip of his nose pink. I did the other guy's red, but we'll do this one pink. And then I've got my Real Red marker because I'm using Real Red cardstock as well. And we'll color in that heart. Super, super cute. All right, I just want to make sure that I am doing everything according to my outline. Because I never want to forget things, and my ADHD brain goes off in 20 different directions when I start to talk just off the cuff. So I have an outline that I follow while I'm live. Now I'm going to go crumb cake, and I'm going to take my dark crumb cake and just do his little feet and his tail. There we go. And now we'll take that light crumb cake, and I'm just going to fill in the rest of him. So I'm not really doing any shading tonight because he's a pretty small little guy. I just want to give him some color. He's cute enough, right? Okay, so we've got 2 more things to die cut. We'll grab our mini. Okay, there's my dies. So we've got our little mouse. And you do want to get the dies right up to the line. It will leave a little halo of white. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. All right, let me see if I can fix that. Oh, thank goodness. My phone just went blank, and when I brought it back up, it went sideways. So sorry for the interruption. Okay, let's cut this little mousey out. So speaking of Valentine's, Russ and I came down into the studio again yesterday and made some Valentines for the Grandboys. So those went in the mail this morning. Hopefully they will arrive safe and sound before Friday or by Friday. So there's our little mousy friend, super cute. And now I've got another little tip for you, because this particular die set has this great banner piece for the sentiments. But if you notice, it is way longer than I need for that sentiment. So I'm going to make it a little smaller. So we're going to put it there. And then I'm going to take my top plate, and I'm just going to cover about half of that. So here, let me show you a little closer. So my top plate's going to end here. So that means that's where it's going to stop cutting. Okay. So we will put this through. Okay. Pull our die off. So you can see that it cut it part way. Perfect. So now we're going to take the same guy. And what you want to do is feel around until the sides there just catch where you've already cut. Okay. It's kind of something you have to do. It's hard to describe, but they'll sit in that little die cut, those die cut lines that I did already. Except for I need to turn this around. Okay, so now once again, let's put our tape down to hold that in place. I'm going to put the top plate on, and I'm going to stop it so that it doesn't cut past there again. And now when we take that die off, we have a shorter version of that tag, which is perfect for what we want tonight. So you can lengthen a die like that, or you can shorten it. So anytime you have, especially like a straight edge like that, it's totally going to work. Obviously, we couldn't make our mouse taller because he has lots of curves. But a straight edge is absolutely, you can fiddle with that quite a bit. I'm going to cut that edge because I didn't have that seated quite right. There we go. Okay. So let's see. Da, 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 da. As always, by the way, there is a link to the full supply list of all the supplies I'm using on tonight's card. You're starting with a crumb cake base. So you can click that at any time. And let me tell you, anytime your wish list is $99 or more in the US, you definitely want to stop and talk to me before you order, because it would be smarter to order the starter kit at that point. Not because you want to be a demonstrator and hold parties and do lives and all that. You don't have to do that. You absolutely could. But Our starter kit is always $99 and it ships for free. And you get to pick out your choice of $125 in product for that $99 and just pay tax on it. So it is the best deal 24/7, 365. During celebration, so until the end of February, you get also 2 of those packs of the markers that we've been using the last couple of weeks. Uh, 2 color families of those, plus an exclusive stamp set that's not available anywhere else. So it's an extra like $91 worth of product you get, and you're still only paying $99. So, like, why wouldn't you do that, right? Okay, so I have attached our little tag piece here. We're going to get some dimensionals out because we love those. Oh, mini dimensionals, I forgot. So we're just going to pop some dimensionals on our little mouse. I really think like 3 ought to do it, just to keep him from being wobbly. And then we'll put some on the back of our sentiment. Yeah, I'm gonna pop my mouse up here first. I'll grab my sketch when I'm done and compare it. I tore part of my thumbnail off last week. So weird. And it doesn't hurt at all, but it's like I'm kind of missing this side of it. And I have, of course, now have figured out how often I use that side of my thumbnail. All right, we're going to have him kind of standing behind that a little bit. Super cute. This is going to be a very kind of clean and simple kind of card. Okay, now we have a bunch of those hearts that are cut out. So I just did this twice, ran it through, and I love that it cuts out, 7 hearts all in one pass. So I have 14 of them here. Okay, and we are just going to start applying them. But what I'm going to do here is just put little tiny dots of glue around. I need to find my little samples so I know where I'm putting these. Like, of course, whatever. And really, I'm just kind of randomly putting those around. It is easier, I think, to put the little dots down and then put the hearts on top of them instead of trying to put the dots on the back of the hearts. So now, and I will say it's easier also to apply them something tiny like this with little tweezers rather than getting like glue all over your fingers. All right, so just wondering if there's anything else I wanted to talk about while I'm, just putting hearts on this card. Are you all ready for Valentine's Day on Friday? Has everybody made their Valentines? Or perhaps, gasp, bought your Valentine's cards? Or are you celebrating Galentine's Day on Thursday? Anybody familiar with that one? That one was invented by the Leslie Nopes character on Parks and Recreation. And it is the 13th of February, and it is all about celebrating our female friendships. So if you are more into that friendship right now, that is the perfect day for you. And you can still make a fabulous Valentine's-y-ish card for your female friends. All right. Now, I have a few left over, so let's put some on the inside. I actually have a pretty tight-knit group of friends back up north from before we moved. They all worked at the library where I worked before, and we keep in touch and like to get together, but it is harder now. Families, pulling us all directions and trying to figure out dates we can all get together and, the expense of things and all that kind of stuff. So it's more difficult, but we do keep in touch in the grand tradition of the current climate, and that is sending each other memes constantly. So, but I also send them cards. All right. So sorry, people. My phone keeps turning off tonight. There we go. Technical difficulties, right? I am not, I'm not a silicone bro. So yes, so very similar to the sketch, like very literal. And you absolutely can do that with a sketch. But I do have a couple of other examples that used this sketch as the jumping off point. So first of all, we took a departure from the regular. I still have a banner here, and I do have the inside piece. I've moved the sentiment up a little bit to make room for our adorable dinosaur. And I pulled the Full of Life designer paper, which I am loving, out to give the background more interest. And then instead of a scattering across, I used a bunch of balloons. So again, similar to the sketch, used it as more of an inspiration than a, hey, let's do this literally, right? And then the last one, I actually turned the sketch sideways so I could make a portrait card. And here are our bee friends again. So when I saw this going up from there, I thought, oh, the little bee trails. That would be cute going up there, right? Took the hexagon dies from the Meant to Be bundle and made a cute little banner out of those. And then our couple of little bees. And then I cut out the sentiment and just added it because it wasn't going to fit right. So just do what you need to, right? So there is our sketch. There are our 3 different interpretations of that. What do you think there? So, like I say, use it as an absolute, have to do things just as it is, or use it as a jumping off point and let your imagination just run wild. All righty. Okay, so let me pop up here for a second so I can chat with, oops, that's the wrong one. There we go. I'm telling you guys, it is a Monday. Oh, thank goodness there's only one of those a week. So I wanted to chat with everybody because this month is my second monthly class I'm going to be doing. So if you are local to the Bloomington, Illinois area, I would encourage you to check it out and come join me on February 22nd. I will drop the link to registration in the comments here. And it's going to be a very fun time. I'm calling it Stamp and Sip. So you bring your favorite beverage and we'll just have some fun girl time, right? Do some crafting, go home with some handmade cards, and maybe make a new friend. Or maybe bring a new friend for me to meet. So, all righty. Well, that is all I have for you tonight. Thanks so much for joining me. And here's your reminder. If you picked up a tip or some inspiration, please share this video or tag your peeps in the comments so that they can be inspired too. Till next week, I'm still Nan Gurlitz. Happy stamping.